And I think this is going to be very, how do I put this?
Controversial? Not controversial. Just like you're gonna be on the fence with this one. It's a personal hip hop favorite list. Okay,
Exactly.
The genre is hip hop. 2010, the year 2010 to the year 2010 to 2019. Okay.
Yes.
So, whatever our list is our personal opinion. Whatever your list is, leave it in the comment section down below. Everyone's music opinion is different.
And just like he said, this is for the 2010s, and this is strictly rap albums. So let's just go ahead and get straight into it, man. Right. So what is your number 10? I want you to start off first.
Macklemore is The Heist.
Okay. All right. Okay. So let's talk about Macklemore's The Heist, because he knows how I feel about this album. Even though I think it's a great album, but I'm gonna let you go first.
How to explain this? It was like one of the first times I actually had a favorite artist at the moment, at a moment, you know. Mm-hmm. And Thrift Shop, Can't Hold Us, Gold, White Walls. I loved all of those songs. So, you know, it's just that year, that music, you know, it just fitted everything, you know. Regardless of the Grammys incident, you know, it wasn't really an incident, but, you know. I do think Good Kid, Mad City is a better album than The Heist, but it's deserved to be talked about.
So that's my only issue with the album. And I don't want to fault this on Macklemore and what he did, because it is a hell of an album. And I do think that it's in the conversation for one of the greatest hip-hop albums of the 2010s. But you look at how well Good Kid, Mad City has aged compared to Macklemore's The Heist. It's not really a comparison. And that's the reason why I don't like what they did with the Grammys, which I don't care too much for the Grammys, but knowing what I know about hip-hop and just how I feel about Kendrick Lamar, and just knowing how great of a storytelling album that album is, I don't think it was fair for Macklemore's The Heist to win that Album of the Year award at the Grammys, but it is a hell of an album.
Yeah, I mean, he for that year, man, you know, he was in his bag, so you can't knock on him for that. What's your top? What's your 10? Give me a 10.
My 10, Love is Rage 2. And the reason why that is my 10th favorite is because even though I know that this album would not crack a top 10 for that decade, at least not if you're ranking top 10 unbiased, for me it wouldn't crack the top 10.
Yeah.
Although it is a hell of an album. This entire list, I based it off of the albums that I've listened to the most from that decade, and then what's aged for me, what's aged better for me.
Okay.
What do I continuously go back and listen to?
Yeah,
and Love is Rage 2 is one of those albums.
Yeah.
I love life, the way life goes.
Unfazed, you already know I like that one.
Of course, because of The Weeknd.
Yeah.
But
Pretty Mammy.
Yeah. The Way Life Goes, Pretty Mammy.
X.
20 Minutes.
Yeah, so
like that album is full of bangers, and that is where I really started to appreciate Lil Uzi.
Yeah. It was his best album. But Eternal Take dropped.
No. Love is Rage 2.
Eternal Take was a great album. Especially 2020, that man, you just had to be there.
Love is Rage 2 is Lil Uzi's greatest album.
Okay, so the way how I'm making my list, whenever somebody says 2010s hip hop, they always think like that the first half of that decade.
That was the better half, I would argue.
But the second half
was more to the trap.
Yeah, and it was more closer to the home. You know what I mean?
So
certain
albums were closer to home.
At least for us 04 kids. You 01 kids, that was more y'all thing, you know. But us 04 kids, come on.
Now, I want to hear your number 9. This is going to be interesting.
Baby on Baby.
Okay. I am a fan of DaBaby. This is no secret. I am a fan of DaBaby. And I do think that Baby on Baby is DaBaby's greatest album to date.
Baby on Baby 2.
No. But you know what? I can't really argue with you over this because, again, this is a favorites list.
Yeah.
So tell me why you have this in your top 10, number 9 specifically.
That's what got everybody into DaBaby.
Mm-hmm.
You know, Surge came out, the album cover. This is a hard album cover, you know. But also, what else is on my list? I wouldn't put this. Now, if I wanted to, I would. But I'd be trolling. I don't want to troll. I want to at least be honest with it. So I love that album cover. I love Surge. I love DaBaby. Shout out to Baby, man.
Suge.
sugar. I don't care. But yeah, man, shout out to the baby. I'm excited for whatever he's dropping this year. The Baby on Baby 2 was, in my opinion, the best hip hop album of 2022. He's not gonna agree with me.
All right, so my number 9, Cold World, the Sideline Story.
Okay. Oh,
Now,
that's 2010. Yeah.
Came out 2011.
Oh, 11. Okay.
So with Cold World, the Sideline Story, I don't think that album has aged as well for the average hip hop fan compared to some of Cole's other albums like Forest Hills Drive and not All Eyes on Me, but For Your Eyes Only. But there is a lot of classic songs up there like Workout.
Can't get enough.
Exactly.
And I'm like, this J. Cole made this?
The radio play and the replay value on that album for me is heavy.
Goated album.
And Nobody's Perfect. We can't leave that out.
Yeah.
So that's why I put that as number 9. So moving on to your number 8.
Oh, I think I know. Okay. Rest in peace to Juice WRLD, but Juice WRLD's Death Race for Love.
Okay.
It was a great album.
I like that.
So he had what was it? Syphilis, Maze, Robbery. It's just a great album for Juice WRLD. I feel like he had more potential, and I wanted to honor him on this list. I could have said Legend Never Died, but that was 2020 when it came out. But this was a great album for him. So shout out to Juice WRLD, man. Rest in peace.
I agree, man. Yeah, rest in peace, Juice WRLD. He's a legend. Greatest freestyler of all time.
Hey, you can finally agree with me on that. You said Biggie, but I mean, if you see Juice in interviews and just him freestyling,
I think it's close between him and Biggie.
Very close.
And then, I mean, there's other people that I did
who
not
can
name.
freestyle, yes, I'll admit, but something about Juice, man.
All right. My number 8, Damn by Kendrick Lamar.
Damn.
Yeah. it's funny that you say it like that. So with Damn, again, this list is based off of my replay value and what I have constantly gone back to listen to over the years. And while I do think that Damn has held up pretty well since it came out, when you see the albums that I have above this list and what you know about my listening history, you're going to be like, okay, I expected that. But although I could have put Damn higher because I do love this album. Yeah,
because like we got Love, we got Humble, we got Loyalty, DNA, we got those songs in 2017 when that album came out. Yeah, 2017, that summer, just Kendrick Lamar, man,
But another thing about Damn, not that I'm faulting Kendrick for this, it is his most commercial
mainstream
success album.
And the album
commercially successful album.
The album cover's hard too.
Oh yeah. But with Damn, it hasn't held up like the other albums. For some people, it has. Some people say that Damn is better than Good Kid, Mad City. Some people say it's better than To Pimp a Butterfly. I don't agree.
I'm people.
Yeah, I don't agree, but I don't think it's a crazy take. But I do love Damn.
Yeah.
Okay, my number 7 was My Beautiful Dark Twisted Fantasy by Kanye.
All right.
Great album. I think you could make a legit argument that this is the greatest rap album of the 2010s.
Arguably.
I can't live without some of these songs, like Power, all of the lights. I know it may sound casual, but that might be my favorite song off of that album.
Yeah.
And like I said, there's songs from that album, and then I go back in time and I'm like 2010, I was 9 years old. I remember how big of a deal this album was.
Yeah.
That's just an album that I can't live without. I don't think I can. So that's why I would put My Beautiful Dark Twisted Fantasy at number 7.
All right. My number 7. It's like a wild guess. Actually, no. Don't even take a guess. It's Kendrick Lamar, but it's not what album you think. The Black Panther album from the Black Panther soundtrack.
That's your number 7. Wow.
Yeah. Black Panther right there. One of the best soundtracks movie-wise. Kendrick Lamar is just, you had Pray For Me. You had All the Stars, King's Dead. You had all these great songs, and it fit the movie. The movie was iconic on its own. So with the soundtrack can really make a movie become like a 10 to like 100. You know what I mean?
I'm very surprised that you would put that number 7. I'm surprised that made the list. By the way, it's a favorite list. So I'm not faulting
and it's also what these albums did. If I say it's one of the best certain thing album, it deserves to be on the top 10 list.
King's Dead. I do appreciate that song.
Oh yeah,
J Rock
used to play that song so much. I'm like, why is this man playing this? And I heard Future's part. I'm like, but J Rock's for that. I gotta go get it. I gotta go. I rock with that.
J Rock is so underrated, bro.
Yeah, like so fire artist, man. I gotta listen to more of him. You said number 6.
Yep, you're number 6.
XXXTentacion's Question Mark.
Wow.
2018. His anniversary of his death in a few days. It'll be 5 years.
Wow.
But I didn't really listen to him when he was alive, but when he passed away, I listened to Moonlight, and I went from there with the album, and it was a very melodic album, rap wise,
versatile.
Yeah, versatile.
Versatile album.
It was just, I don't know, that album was like special to me, man. He really had like a whole career ahead of him. Like, I can only imagine.
That's, if I'm not mistaken, that album is the most streamed rap album of all time.
Yeah.
What's crazy? I actually had recently did research on this today.
Yeah.
And when I saw that was the number one highest selling rap, or the number one highest streamed rap album of all time, I was shocked.
Yeah.
I was expecting it to be something like Nothing Was the Same, or Take Care, or Views, or Scorpion. Scorpion is number 2, I believe.
Yeah, but it's pretty big. He had Sad, Moonlight, Numb, so many songs on that album.
Exactly. Rest in peace to X.
Rest in peace.
My number 6 is To Pimp a Butterfly.
Okay.
Now, I do think that To Pimp a Butterfly, from a artistic and creative standpoint, is Kendrick's greatest album from that standpoint. But in terms of replay value and, again, how much I've gone back to listen to it, I've listened to Good Kid, Mad City more than I have that album. But All Right is possibly, I'm not going to say it on this video, but All Right might just be my favorite Kendrick song of all time. It's definitely in the top.
It's agreeable.
It's a casual saying, but I mean,
it's
a great song.
Yeah, but when you listen to this man's discography and everything, it don't matter what your favorite song is. You listen to this man's entire discography, you still say this. It's your personal opinion.
And then All Right came out at the height of the Black Lives Matter movement, and of course, that song is almost like a theme song for it.
You can argue, yeah.
Of course, we're not gonna get too.
Yeah, we're not gonna get too deep into.
But it came out during that time, and it was a very big deal.
Yeah.
With all the police brutality and everything that was going on.
The music video was cool too. I like.
Yes. I love the music video.
Yeah.
One of the greatest music videos of the 20. I think maybe one of the greatest music videos of all time.
Yeah.
Especially for hip hop, anyway.
Yeah.
Okay. Your number 5.
J. Cole's KOD.
Whoa. All right. I have not gone back to listen to that album a whole lot of times, but when it first came out,
yeah, you was begging me. You was like, "Zay, you gotta listen to this with me," and I gave it a shot. And I like KOD, ATM, Brackets, Motivate, Window Pane, 1985. So I'm with this. Kevin's Heart.
Is it that something how I was the one begging you to listen to when it first came out, and here we are 5 years later since it came out, or 6 years later since it came out, and that might just be my least favorite J. Cole album, and it's your most favorite. So that's crazy how things work.
It's crazy how things work, but it's, I don't know, replay value is a big thing for me. So if I'm continuously coming back to it, I mean, come on.
I think you're going to be surprised about my number 5. It is a J. Cole album as well.
Okay.
Born Sinner. Now, Born Sinner, I think you can make an argument that is Cole's greatest album. In terms of the dark themes, the lyricism, I think you can make a legit argument.
Young J. Cole.
Like, I've met J. Cole fans that have said that they personally prefer Born Sinner over Forest Hills Drive. And I don't think that's a crazy statement. But of course, Forest Hills Drive has the replay, or more replay value, and way more, well, not way more, but it was more of a commercial success than Born Sinner. But songs like Rich Niggas, Crooked Smile, you can't. I'm not gonna say you can't beat those songs, but those songs are just timeless for me.
Yeah, we did a J. Cole ranking songs. We'll release that sometime later on, but yeah, we did that recently, so we spoke about this, but you'll see that in some weeks. So subscribe to the channel so you can see that. Actually, hit that subscribe button right now. Actually, hit the like button too. Do it right now.
Yeah, for real.
I'm pressing y'all.
Okay. You said your number 5, right?
Yeah.
That's why you said it was KOD.
Yeah.
Okay.
So number 4.
Your number 4. Give it to me.
All right. Travis Scott's Astroworld.
You know what? You know something, bro? I really wanted to put Astroworld on this list because...
You did it?
I did not put Astroworld on my list.
Oh my gosh.
Now, I will say this. If this was an objective list, I probably would have to include Astroworld.
Hey, I made a personal favorite, so I'm giving y'all that.
Astroworld is the 3rd or 4th. We're looking that way because we have a poster.
Yeah, we have multiple posters of these albums, actually.
Astroworld, if I'm not mistaken, is the 3rd or 4th most streamed album in the history of rap.
Yeah, because, you got Sicko Mode, and the album did numbers. Shout out to my friend, Cameron the Guy. Shout out to you, Cameron. He's a big Travis Scott fan, so he put me on to this album. I'm admitting to this, Cameron.
And Sicko Mode is... You know what? Sicko Mode is definitely amongst my 3 or 5 most favorite songs.
Yeah, you listened to that yesterday.
Not just for rap music, but
all the time?
For all genres, for that decade specifically, it's amongst my 3 or 5 most favorite. I love Sicko Mode.
Yeah, you got stuff like Stargazing, Sicko Mode, Wake Up.
Butterfly Effect, bro.
Oh yeah, Butterfly Effect too.
Butterfly Effect.
Yeah, so you got all these great songs, on this one album. I'm like, this has to be like talking about, and this Astroworld, arguably Travis Scott's best album.
I was 17 years old when that album came out. I was in high school, of course.
Yeah.
That was such a moment in time when that album dropped, bro.
Yeah.
I remember playing that right before going out on a wrestling mat.
Yeah, so I remember hearing all
brings out memories.
I remember hearing the intro so many times, and I finally gave it a shot. So
makes you feel like you're at a carnival, or that you're at Six Flags or Astro, the real Astro.
Yeah, the real Astroworld. Yeah,
it makes you feel like you're actually there, and it takes you back to your childhood, so to speak, with the kind of carnival theme.
Yeah.
Or especially with the album cover.
Yeah.
That's my favorite album cover for any rap album.
Yeah. So shout out to Travis. Shout out to Cameron. So
hell of an album.
Yeah. I'm looking forward to Utopia dropping.
I kind of feel bad. I'm looking forward to Utopia dropping too. I'm kind of bad that it didn't make my list.
Yeah. I mean,
I love that album.
Yeah. You look at all the album covers I'm naming. That's another reason I love album covers. That's what gets me to an album as well.
Yeah. My number 4, Nothing Was the Same. Nothing Was the Same is... I've heard some Drake fans say that that's his greatest album. And I don't think that is a crazy take to make.
It's not.
Because in the past 2 years, I have found myself listening to that album weekly. Almost weekly. Tuscan Leather...
Just hold on, we're going home. Like,
yes.
Like, come on.
But Tuscan Leather is one of the greatest rap songs of all time, especially for this decade. Yeah. I don't think you can make an argument saying that this is not one of the greatest rap songs of the 2010s. Now, number 3.
Hey, see, here's where we're getting to like the not the deep stuff, but
I'm not gonna lie. Before I say my number 3, it was very tough to decide these last 3 albums. I already knew which 3 were in my top 3. I just didn't know. I think I had a good idea for my number 1. I kind of didn't have a hard time choosing that. You might be surprised though, but the 2 before that, those 2 were back and forth cycle.
Yeah.
And I could have put either one at number 1, but my number 3 on this list, 2014 Forest Hills Drive. Now, with 2014 Forest Hills Drive, it spoke to me more than any hip-hop album in history.
Yeah.
And that was another moment in time for me, because that's when I really started I was already a big J. Cole fan, but this was even more.
Yeah, it was like
it was such a big deal.
Yeah, it was like revolutionary for like best. You can argue his best album. I think you would say that's his best album.
I think it's his best album. Yeah.
Yeah.
What was your number 3?
My number 3 was "Damn" by Kendrick Lamar.
You know what? Again, this is a favorite album, so I can't be mad at you. I wouldn't say that for me. Obviously, it wasn't that high, but I have heard a lot of Kendrick fans say that they prefer "Damn" over "Good Kid, Mad City" and "To Pimp a Butterfly."
And just DNA, loyalty, love. I mean, I love that song. Literally, it's called "Love," but it's "Love Me." I loved it, man.
I like that one too.
Yeah. All right.
Number Pride is on that song too.
Yeah.
I mean, not on the song, but Pride is on that.
The album. Yeah. I remember that song. Yeah.
All right. My number 2, "Take Care."
For me, it would be "Good Kid, Mad City Deluxe."
Okay. Wow. All right. So our top 3 is look like it's gonna be the same, just in a
different order. Yeah.
"Take Care" was the album that really had got me into hip hop more than I already was.
Yeah.
Of course, in the late 2000s, Wayne had dropped Carter 3. You know, Kanye and Eminem and Jay-Z were big in the 2000s, obviously. The 2010s was Kendrick, Cole, and Drake's decade. And Drake is the most streamed artist, or at least for hip hop anyway.
Yeah,
most
roughly.
streamed artist of that decade, of the 2010s decade. And "Take Care" is the album that really put him on a different level. Like, this is his, I don't want to sound insane or disrespectful, but this is his Thriller. This is his Purple Rain. His All Eyes on Me. His Ready to Die.
Because, we had Headlines, Crew Love, The Motto.
Motto.
Yeah.
Well,
Motto, yeah.
Motto.
Marvin's Room. I mean, come on. The Cups in a Rose.
I was listening to "Take Care" today, actually.
Yeah.
I've listened to the album nonstop for a very long time.
Yeah, legendary album, man. Shout out to Drake. And
That's-
Crew Love,
yeah.
I'm a Weeknd fan, so yeah.
All right.
Number 1,
Good Kid, Mad City.
2014 Forest Hills Drive.
All right. So, again, we have the same top 3, just in a different order.
Yeah.
Any of these albums could have been number 1. I think we both agree on
Any
that.
of them.
Because, like, you could easily say Good Kid, Mad City is number 1. You could say Forest Hills Drive. You can say Take Care. And I wouldn't be mad. Again, it just comes down to a preference thing. What album has meant the most to you? What has the most replay value for you? Now, if this was an unbiased list, some of these albums would have not made the list.
Yeah.
They would have been honorable mentions, but they wouldn't have made the list. And I think the same for your list as well.
Yeah, but roughly, because like I said, a lot of people. I think I mentioned this earlier in the video, but a lot of people hear 2000s and they think 2010 and they think, 2010 to 15 when 16, 19 exists, and it was a legendary time for music, especially 16 with like all that rappers. I mean, we got artists like Denzel Curry, 21 Savage, Lil Uzi Vert. We got all
Kodak.
Kodak. Lil Yachty, we got all these goated rappers who are still relevant nowadays.
Exactly.
That's why I love the 2016 XXL freshman class. Best cypher class. I mean, you can argue J. Cole's or who else's, but
The thing about the early 2010s, I think that's when the epitome of that decade was, or that was the epitome of that decade.
Yeah.
Because you had Take Care in 2011, Good Kid, Mad City in 2012. 2013, you had Nothing Was the Same and Born Sinner. In 2014, you get Forest Hills Drive.
yeah.
The second half of the 2010s was strong, but they moved more to the trap lane, which is still legendary and impactful for our generation. But Forest Hills Drive, and again, we're pointing this way because we have these pictures.
Yeah, we got Forest Hills Drive, we got Damn, we got Astroworld, Born Center. That was the same. And Take Care right there on the wall right here.
And all of those are classic 2010s albums.
And on the late 2010 decade, the SoundCloud era took over the internet.
Like with Dirty Sprite 2 by Future.
Yeah, and just streams and just what
Savage Mode by 21.
And just what all the rappers were putting out in that second half, you can argue that was better than the early half. I mean, the early half was more vanilla, more classic.
I'm not going to say that you can't make an argument, bro. It's just, if you take the best albums from that half of the decade compared to the first half of the decade, I just don't.
Yeah.
Other than streams and how like the numbers it did, which of course streams goes into that conversation. Other than streams, I don't really see how much of an argument you could have.
Yeah, but my whole thing is like I can understand that first half, quality music, but the second half is more. I don't know. It's just good on your ears because I know you got a lot of stuff from the recent years. It's not more on your playlist, but has been added on your playlist. And, better music or not, I respect this entire decade. That entire decade of music.
Yeah, hell of a decade. Not every album, but there were plenty of great rap albums from this decade, and just albums in general. And that's something we're going to do later on down the road is rank all the albums. Well, not all the albums, but we're going to do a ranking of multiple albums from multiple genres from the 2010s. Before we wrap this up, is this your favorite decade of music?
2010, yes, but 2020 has potential. It has potential to be better. No, we've been 3 years strong.
2023 has been a slow year for rap.
Nah, man, it has been shit for
I wouldn't say
rap
shit,
wise,
but it's been a slow year.
But the pop music, we'll get into that later. But we can talk about the 20s decade. If y'all want, y'all can leave a like, hit the subscribe button. We'll appreciate it. We appreciate all the support lately, actually.
For sure. And I know y'all probably noticed a change in the lighting. We just wanted to say it was a technical difficulty earlier. It was a technical difficulty earlier. We got it fixed up, and we just wanted to finish this video for y'all because it was such an important video for us to get out. But we appreciate all the support. More content on the way as usual. We love y'all. Until next time, peace and love.